Hello learners, welcome back to the second part of Module 3 titled Hazards and Ailments During Early Childhood. In our previous video, we explored the various physical developmental hazards that young children often face, including illnesses, accidents, awkwardness, obesity, and environmental risks. Today, we will shift our focus to another important aspect, that is psychological hazards. As we know, early childhood is a crucial stage for emotional, social, and cognitive development. It is during this time that children begin to form their identities, build relationships, and develop emotional resilience. However, this stage also comes with certain vulnerabilities. In addition to the physical hazards that we discussed in our previous video, children may also face various psychological hazards. In this session, we will explore these psychological hazards, what causes them, how they affect children, and most importantly, strategies to prevent and manage them effectively. By the end of this session, you will be able to identify common psychological hazards faced by young children, understand their causes and effects on mental and emotional well-being, and explore strategies to prevent and manage these challenges. So, let us begin our discussion by taking a closer look at the first type of psychological hazards, which is speech hazards. Speech is one of the most important tools for communication. It helps children connect with others, express their feelings, and build relationships. However, difficulties in speech development can create barriers to communication, affecting a child's confidence and social interactions. Now, let us try to understand the four main reasons why speech problems may arise during this stage. Firstly, when adults use complex words or speak too fast, young children may struggle to understand or follow conversations. This can make it difficult for them to respond appropriately, thereby leading to frustration and reduced confidence in social settings. Secondly, a child's speech may be unclear or difficult to understand. This can happen if they imitate poor speech models, which leads to mispronunciations or grammatical errors. Different types of speech defects, such as stuttering, lisping, or slurring, can also make it harder for children to express themselves, thereby further affecting their confidence and social skills. Thirdly, children raised in bilingual environments may face temporary delays in developing vocabulary and fluency. For example, a child may speak their mother tongue at home but need to use a different language at school or with friends. This language gap may cause delays in vocabulary development and affect their confidence when interacting with peers. Though bilingualism has long-term benefits, it may create temporary challenges in early social interactions. Lastly, some children may develop habits like using abusive language, making derogatory remarks, or speaking in an unsocial manner, often influenced by poor role modeling from adults. These behaviors can lead to social rejection and make children feel isolated and unpopular among their peers. So, we have seen that speech hazards can make it hard for children to communicate, affect their confidence, and even lead to social isolation. But the good news is that these challenges can be addressed. Caregivers and educators can help by using simple, clear language to make communication easier, modeling proper speech patterns and gently correcting mistakes, providing speech therapy or language support programs if required, setting a positive example by speaking respectfully, and encouraging children to do the same. With the right support, children can develop strong communication skills and grow into confident, expressive individuals. Now, let us move on to another important area, emotional hazards in early childhood. Emotions play a vital role in shaping a child's behavior, relationships, and overall personality. Positive emotions like happiness and love help children build confidence and form secure bonds. However, when unpleasant emotions such as anger, jealousy, hatred, fear, or insecurity, etc., become dominant, they can create emotional hazards that may affect a child's mental and social development. Let's take a look at some of the key causes behind emotional hazards in early childhood. Firstly, children need a warm and stable relationship with their parents or primary caregivers. When this emotional connection is missing, children may struggle to form secure relationships, leading to trust issues and insecurity. This lack of emotional stability can impact their ability to connect with others and may result in emotional withdrawal or fear of abandonment. Secondly, children who don't receive adequate love and affection may become self-centered or withdrawn. They may struggle to express their emotions and connect with others. Such emotional detachment can affect their ability to form meaningful relationships later in life. Next, children who become overly attached to a single person, such as a parent or a caregiver, may face emotional insecurity when that person is absent or unavailable. This overdependence can make it difficult for them to adapt to new situations, leading to stress and anxiety. Finally, children often form emotional bonds with toys, blankets, or other objects as source of comforts. These objects help them feel secure in new situations. Failing to develop such attachments may leave them feeling insecure, anxious, or unsettled when faced with unfamiliar settings. So, emotional hazards can create lasting effects on a child's self-esteem, relationships, and behavior. These challenges can be minimized by providing a nurturing environment filled with love and emotional security, offering consistent support to build trust and confidence, teaching children healthy ways to express emotions and handle changes. Now, let us move on to another critical area, social hazards in early childhood. We know that early childhood is a crucial time for developing social skills and learning how to interact with others. However, not all children adjust socially with ease. Some may face barriers that affect their ability to form healthy relationships and fit into social settings. Let us take a closer look at 5 common social hazards that young children may encounter. First, children who display socially inappropriate behavior or struggle with speech difficulties may find it hard to connect with their peers. This can lead to social rejection and feelings of isolation. Over time, these experiences can lower their confidence and make it even harder for them to develop social skills and build relationships. Secondly, some children may feel pressured to behave a way that fits gender stereotypes. For example, a boy who enjoys playing with dolls or a girl who likes sports may face criticism or rejection from peers. Such experiences can lead to self-doubt and social discomfort. Thirdly, some children may experience discrimination based on their race, gender, or ethnicity. Negative experiences like these can lead to social withdrawal and the development of unhealthy attitudes towards others. As a result, children may struggle to build inclusive relationships and find it difficult to adjust to diverse environments. Fourthly, children who lack real companions may turn to imaginary friends or pets for comfort. While this behavior may seem harmless, it can sometimes lead to social maladjustment. For example, children who dominate their imaginary companions may struggle when they realize that real friends cannot be controlled in the same way. This can result in frustration and difficulty adjusting to group settings. Lastly, some children who spend too much time in group settings like nurseries or children's care centers may become over-dependent on having playmates. When left alone, they may feel lonely or restless even when they are provided with toys or other activities. This can make it difficult for them to develop independent play skills and enjoy solitary activities. Social hazards can significantly affect a child's confidence, friendships, and ability to connect with others. To address these challenges, caregivers and educators should teach children social skills like sharing, cooperation, and empathy, create inclusive environments where children feel accepted and valued, provide a balance between group play and independent activities to promote self-sufficiency. Now let us move on to another important area, play hazards in early childhood. Play is a vital part of a child's growth and development. it is more than just fun. It helps children develop social skills, creativity, and problem-solving abilities. However, when playtime is not balanced or appropriate, it can lead to challenges that may affect a child's overall development. Let us discuss some common play hazards that can impact children during early childhood. First, children who do not have peers to play with often engage in solitary play. While some alone time can encourage self-sufficiency, too much isolated play can limit opportunities to learn sharing, cooperation, and teamwork. Without peer interaction, children may struggle to develop social skills, leaving them unprepared for group settings in later life. Secondly, children who do not have playmates often turn to television or digital devices to pass the time. While TV shows and digital programs can be educational, excessive screen time comes with several risks, such as reduced physical activity leading to health issues like obesity, sleep disturbances caused by overstimulation before bedtime, increased aggression due to exposure to violent content, distorted impression or misunderstandings about certain topics, especially if children struggle to interpret what they see on screen. Thirdly, not all toys are beneficial for children's development. Highly structured toys, such as a fully equipped dollhouse, may limit imagination by providing fixed scenarios instead of encouraging creative thinking. Violent toys, such as guns and pistols, may promote aggression, especially if children are already exposed to violent media. While group play is great for building teamwork and social skills, relying too much on playmates can become a challenge, as we already discussed earlier under social hazards. That is why it is important to create play environments that promote a healthy balance between group activities and independent play. This balance encourages self-sufficiency, resilience, and helps children develop critical problem-solving skills. Play should be fun, safe, and educational. To address play hazards, parents and caregivers should provide balanced playtime with a mix of group activities and independent play, limit screen time, and encourage physical activities like outdoor games, choose toys wisely to ensure that they promote imagination and learning. Now, let's move on to another important area, hazards in concept development. Concept development is a key process that helps children make sense of the world around them. It allows them to organize information, form ideas, and build a foundation for learning and problem solving. However, this process is not always smooth. Sometimes, children may face challenges that affect their understanding and learning. Let us take a look at 3 common hazards in concept development. Firstly, children's limited vocabulary and experience can lead to misunderstandings or inaccurate ideas about people, objects, or events. For example, a child may see a cow and a dog in a field and call both of them dogs simply because they both have 4 legs and a tail. Similarly, a child who hears the phrase, "the sun goes to sleep," may literally believe that the sun rests at night, leading to confusion about natural processes. Such misconceptions may persist if not corrected early and could create barriers to learning more complex ideas later in life. Secondly, children who lack exposure to diverse experiences may develop concepts that are below the level of their peers. They may struggle to understand social norms, leading to awkward behavior or unintentional rudeness that annoys others. Over time, this can affect their confidence and make them harder to fit in society. Encouraging structured social activities can help children catch up and develop well-rounded concepts. Next, children often attach emotions to certain concepts, which can make it difficult for them to adapt when those ideas are challenged. For example, a child may associate Christmas with Santa Claus. When they later learn that Santa is not real, they may feel disappointed, misled, or even betrayed by adults. Such emotional attachment can lead to resistance to change, making it harder for children to adjust to new information. This underlines the importance of gently introducing new ideas and helping children process changes in a positive way. So, concept development is a gradual process, but it can face challenges due to limited experiences, misunderstandings, or emotional attachments. To address these challenges, caregivers and educators should offer clear explanations and practical examples to reinforce learning, provide exposure to diverse social interactions and hands-on experiences, and be sensitive when challenging ideas children are attached to. Now let us move on to moral hazards in early childhood, which is another important area of development. Moral hazards is all about learning to distinguish right from wrong and building a sense of ethics and values. But sometimes challenges arise that can make it difficult for children to understand and apply these values in their daily lives. Now let us discuss some common moral hazards children may encounter during this stage. Firstly, inconsistent disciplines from adults can leave children confused about what is right and wrong. For example, one caregiver might punish a behavior that another allows, thereby sending mixed signal to the child. This inconsistency makes it hard for children to build a clear sense of rules and may lead to misbehavior or defiance. To avoid this, caregivers need to set consistent rules and boundaries to reinforce moral learning. Secondly, if children are not corrected or given appropriate consequences for their misbehavior, they may continue to repeat negative actions. Without proper guidance, children may fail to understand boundaries and develop a disregard for rules. Providing immediate feedback and reinforcing positive behavior can help children build a sense of accountability. Thirdly, moral hazards can arise when punishments and rewards are not used thoughtfully. Overusing punishments can lead to fear or resentment towards authority figures, while failing to reward good behavior may discourage positive actions. For punishments to be effective, they should be used only when necessary and focus on teaching and not punishing. They should be applied immediately so children can clearly link the behavior to the consequence, and the punishment should be rare enough to avoid desensitization, ensuring they still hold meaning and proper accountability. Similarly, rewards should be balanced to encourage and reinforce positive behavior. Lastly, one of the most serious hazards is relying too heavily on authoritarian discipline. This approach focuses heavily on external controls rather than helping children develop internal self-discipline. For example, a child who is always told what to do may struggle to make independent moral decisions later in life. To avoid this, caregivers should adopt a democratic approach that encourages children to think critically about their actions, teaches them to self-regulate behavior based on values rather than fear of punishment. So, we have seen that moral development in early childhood is shaped by discipline, guidance, and role modeling. To avoid moral hazards, caregivers and educators should be consistent in setting rules and expectations to help children develop a clear sense of right and wrong, balance punishments with rewards to reinforce positive behavior without creating fear or resentment, focus on building internal discipline through democratic parenting styles which encourage children to think critically and self-regulate their actions. Now, let us move on to another important topic, hazards in sex role typing during early childhood. Sex role typing is the process through which children learn the behavioral patterns and expectations associated with their gender. On one hand, this helps children understand societal roles and develops a sense of identity. On the other hand, if handled improperly, it can lead to limitations and challenges that affect their self-confidence and social adjustment. Let us take a look at some of these hazards and how they might impact children. Firstly, children who do not follow gender stereotypes which are commonly accepted by their peers may face rejection or social exclusion. For example, a boy who enjoys playing with dolls or a girl who prefers sports car over dolls may be ridiculed or marginalized. These experiences often become more serious as children approach school-going age, where peer pressure is stronger. Secondly, in families where girls are encouraged to conform to traditional gender stereotypes, they may begin to see themselves as inferior, believing they are physically or mentally weaker than boys. This perception can limit their aspirations, lower their self-esteem, and impact their confidence, ultimately affecting their future opportunities and personal growth. Promoting equality and encouraging children to pursue their interests freely can help counter these stereotypes and build a positive self-image. Lastly, children who do not conform to the expected behavior of their gender group may feel like social misfits. Both boys and girls can face social isolation if their actions do not align with the stereotypical expectations of their peers. This sense of exclusion can make it harder for them to form friendships and adjust socially, potentially affecting their confidence and emotional well-being. While gender identity is a natural part of development, rigid stereotypes can sometimes create barriers to children's social adjustment and self-esteem. Caregivers and educators can help reduce these challenges by encouraging gender-neutral activities that promote skills and interests without reinforcing stereotypes, teaching children to respect differences and appreciate individuality, building confidence in both boys and girls, empowering them to pursue their interests freely and express themselves without fear of judgment. Fostering an inclusive environment allows children to grow into well-rounded, self-assured individuals. Now, let us discuss family relationship hazards and their impact on a child's personal and social development. Family relationships are fundamental in shaping a child's sense of security, confidence, and social behavior. These relationships help lay the foundation for healthy emotional development and social interactions. However, when family dynamics are strained, whether due to favoritism, lack of emotional warmth, or ongoing conflicts, children can experience insecurity and face various behavioral challenges. Let us take a closer look at some common family relationship hazards that children may encounter. First, in some families, boys are favored over girls, which can lead to girls feeling neglected and developing resentment towards parents and siblings, and boys developing superiority complexes, which may result in egoistic behavior and poor social skills. Such biases can harm sibling relationships and shape negative gender attitudes that may persist into adulthood. Secondly, a lack of emotional warmth and support from parents can leave children feeling neglected and insecure. This absence of nurturing can hinder their ability to form trusting relationships with others and stunt emotional growth. And conflicts within the family can create a stressful environment for children, impacting their emotional well-being and behavior. Children exposed to regular disputes may struggle with anxiety and have difficulty focusing on schoolwork or socializing effectively. Then there is another critical situation that can create challenges for children, that is, growing up in families with working parents or step-parents. In today's world, it's common for parents to juggle work and family responsibilities, but sometimes children in these families may feel neglected if they do not get enough time, attention, and emotional support. Adjusting to new family dynamics, whether it is having a busy parents or becoming part of a blended family, can be tough for young children, especially if emotional bonds are not given priority. This feeling of being overlooked can lead to insecurity and even emotional withdrawal, making it harder for children to feel safe, valued, and supported. Next, there is the issue of sibling quarrels. If left unchecked, these conflicts can cause quite a bit of emotional distress in children. Constant quarrels between siblings can rob children of that vital sense of companionship that helps them feel secure within the family. It can also prevent them from learning essential skills such as cooperation and problem solving. Over time, ongoing conflicts can breed resentment, which might hinder their ability to develop healthy relationships outside the family, impacting their social life and emotional well-being. Finally, emotional or physical abuse by parents, caregivers, or elder family members can have serious and lasting effects on children. Such experiences can cause severe emotional trauma, leading to trust issues, anxiety, and even behavioral problems. Neglect, whether intentional or unintentional, can also take a toll. Children who feel ignored or unloved may develop low self-esteem and struggle to form secure relationships later in life. So we have seen that family dynamics play a crucial role in shaping a child's emotional health and development. When family relationships are positive and supportive, children feel secure, confident, and valued. However, when there are challenges like favoritism, sibling quarrels, neglect, or even abuse, it can lead to insecurity and emotional distress. To address these hazards, parents and caregivers can take a few important steps. These are: promote fair treatment and gender equality at home to ensure that every child feels equally valued. Provide emotional warmth and encourage open communication to build trust and security. Manage conflicts constructively by teaching children healthy ways to resolve disagreements and create a harmonious family environment. By fostering a nurturing and inclusive atmosphere, families can provide the foundation children need for healthy emotional and social development. Now, let us talk about personality hazards in early childhood. This is the last psychological hazard we will be discussing in today's session. Personality development begins early in life and plays a key role in shaping how children view themselves and interact with the world. A healthy personality helps children build confidence, resilience, and the ability to form positive relationships. However, certain factors can lead to the development of an unfavorable self-concept, which is considered one of the most serious personality hazards during this stage. Let us take a look at the causes and impacts of personality hazards in early childhood. Firstly, children who experience criticism, rejection, or neglect from family members or peers may develop low self-esteem and feelings of unworthiness or inadequacy. Constant negative feedback can cause children to doubt their abilities and develop a negative self-image. Over time, this lack of confidence may lead to social withdrawal, reluctance to participate in activities, or even behavioral problems as a way of coping with their emotions. Providing encouragement, constructive feedback, and emotional support can help children build a positive self-concept and feel more valued and capable. Secondly, parents who have unrealistic high expectations may unintentionally pressure children to meet goals beyond their abilities. When children fail to meet these expectations, they may see themselves as failures, leading to feelings of frustration and self-doubt. This can hinder their confidence and motivation to try new activities or take healthy risks. Thirdly, young children often display egocentrism, where they view the world from their own perspective. If this self-centered behavior is not properly guided, children may develop difficult personalities and struggle to relate to others. This can affect their ability to share, cooperate, and build positive relationships. Personality hazards can have long-lasting effects on a child's self-concept, confidence, and social adjustment. However, the good news is that personality is dynamic. It can change and develop with maturity, experience, and most importantly, a supportive environment. To minimize these hazards, caregivers and educators can offer praise and encouragement to help build confidence and self-esteem, set realistic expectations to avoid pressuring children and making them feel like failures, provide opportunities for success through small tasks or activities, helping children feel valued, capable, and competent. With the right support, children can overcome personality challenges and develop a positive sense of self. With this, we have reached the end of our discussion on psychological hazards in early childhood. Let us take a moment to quickly recap what we have covered so far. First, we talked about speech hazards, how difficulties in communication, speech defects, or language barriers can make children feel isolated and affect their confidence and social interactions. Next, we explored emotional hazards, which often stem from insecurity, lack of affection, or the dominance of unpleasant emotions like anger, jealousy, or fear. We then discussed about social hazards, including challenges like peer rejection, discrimination, or over-reliance on imaginary friends, all of which can affect a child's ability to build relationships and adjust socially. Moving on, we looked at play hazards. These include a lack of playmates, excessive screen time, and inappropriate toys, all of which can limit creativity and social learning. We also examined hazards in concept development, which may result from misunderstandings, limited exposure, or emotional attachments to certain ideas that are hard to let go of. After that, we talked about moral hazards caused by inconsistent discipline, improper use of punishments and rewards, and over-reliance on external controls rather than fostering internal discipline. We then highlighted sex role typing hazards, where rigid gender expectations can lead to feelings of inferiority or social exclusion. Following that, we addressed family relationships hazards such as favoritism, lack of emotional warmth, and sibling conflicts, which can create insecurity and emotional distress. Finally, we discussed personality hazards, focusing on how negative self-concepts can develop due to unrealistic expectations or negative treatment, potentially affecting confidence and social adjustment. To conclude, we have learned that psychological hazards can significantly impact children's growth and development. The encouraging part is that with early intervention, emotional support, and positive reinforcement, these challenges can be effectively addressed and managed. Thank you for joining this session. In our next video, we will shift our focus to another important topic, identifying the common ailment and taking care during early childhood period. Until then, take care and stay safe. See you in the next session.